Joseph of Arimathea, who was a disciple of Jesus, though a secret one, because of his fear of the Jews, asked Pilate to let him take away the body of Jesus. Pilate gave him permission, so he came and removed his body. Nicodemus, who had first come to Jesus by night, also came, bringing a mixture of myrrh and aloes, weighing about 100 pounds. They took the body of Jesus and wrapped it with the spices in linen cloths, according to the burial custom of the Jews. Now there was a garden in the place where he was crucified, and in the garden there was a new tomb in which no one had ever been laid. And so, because it was the Jewish day of preparation and the tomb was nearby, they laid Jesus there.
Hello, my name is Sueur, and I work with Methodist Homes as one of the 2 heads of chaplaincy. We employ 130 chaplains. We have one in every care home and in most of our retirement living schemes. We're also supported by a number of Methodist ministers at some of our smaller schemes. And we're just appointing our first digital chaplain to offer chaplaincy to our dispersed MHA communities and to create digital material to support chaplaincy and spirituality throughout MHA and beyond for occasions such as this. We've certainly had a bit of a year. You've probably seen and heard our CEO, Sam Monaghan, and other senior leaders speaking out and campaigning on behalf of all care providers for testing and PPE, for properly thought through guidance, and for realistic funding of social care. This passage from John speaks of 2 things, death and waiting, and we've done a lot of both. Sadly, we have lost a number of residents and members to COVID-19, and some colleagues too. Every one of those deaths has been marked and mourned, and you too may have lost friends and loved ones to COVID or other causes during this last year. This much death has a huge impact, and we have worked throughout to support our colleagues, our residents, our members and their families and friends. But it will take a long time to recover. It's not only all the death that's been hard, there's been a lot of waiting too, for all of us. We waited as we watched the virus sweep across the globe. We waited for our government to act. We waited for help. We waited for the vaccine. We waited for visitors to return. And we all still wait for the freedoms we used to take for granted, to travel and to meet and to hug. So what can today teach us about death and waiting? Holy Saturday is such an uncomfortable time. We have followed the path of Jesus from the triumph of Palm Sunday to the apparent disaster of the cross. We are not yet allowed to peek into tomorrow. We must not preempt resurrection, however tempting that is, or we will miss something important about today. Yesterday, Good Friday, our emotions were battered and bruised. Tomorrow, there will be joy. But this is where we wait, in this in-between time. The church in earlier times had such trouble with the idea of nothing happening on Saturday that they came up with the whole idea of Jesus being busy down below, opening the jaws of hell and giving people a hand up. But Nicodemus and the other followers of Jesus had no answers that first Saturday. They had no knowledge of what was to come. They simply waited. For what? They didn't know. If we can bring ourselves to wait with them in this deeply uncomfortable place, then we will learn how to be with those who have no choice but to live in Holy Saturday. Those who are lost between darkness and light in a cloud of depression. Those who are surrounded by the death of war and wait anxiously for peace. Those who are furloughed and do not know if their job will still exist by the autumn. Those who have loved and lost and grieve and wonder when, if the sun will rise again. Holy Week and Easter are full of words, so much going on, so much to remember, so much to reflect on. Holy Saturday is full of silence, full of loss, and full of waiting. Amen.